Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Alex Wong, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be revealing our exact formula that we use when we write our cold email scripts for ourselves and for our clients, and how using this formula can guarantee you results. Now, when you're writing your cold email script, there's a lot of different videos and ways you could go about it, and of course every niche and offer is different. However, I just want to touch upon exactly kind of a layout that we use to almost predict what results we're going to see from a campaign, and overall just test and find out. So we're going to just jump right into it. If you stay to the end of the video, I'm going to show you our game-winning script, the one that works almost all the time, and I'll reveal that at the end. So let's just get right into it. So from sending over 1 million cold emails this year, we can effectively say that we've seen what is working and what isn't working. Now, a ton of people who are doing cold email are making these simple mistakes that just hurt their outreach, right? Just to mention as well that there's no golden cold email script. I'm not here to talk about scripts. I'm here to talk about the formula to building them out to where you can plug and play certain different variables as you need be to effectively get the best results. You just have to, again, test what works for yourself and monitor the results from that. And now if it starts to work, tweak it, continue to do what's working, and test some other different things. I see a lot of people out there who try to reinvent the wheel. They go out and consistently switch offers, find a new niche if something doesn't work right away. Remember, especially in business, things take time. And with this, it's just testing. It's all testing. And once you find out what works, and then it'll all be worth it, right? So don't overthink. Trust the process, and now let's get into what I gotta go over today. So before I give you guys the formula at the end of the video and the game-winning script that has been killing it for us, I want to talk about a couple of the avoids in your copy, some of the things that you shouldn't be doing, and go over how you can capitalize on that. So being too broad, I've seen a lot of people writing copy that makes me sit there and wonder what they even do. I've had a ton of people in our private part coaching program keep asking me to grade their scripts, and I figured I would go out here to make this video kind of to sum it up and go over it. Being too broad, they take forever to get to the point, and when writing the copy, you want to make sure you're direct and precise with your messaging. You need to clearly communicate your value and avoid any unnecessary fluff. This is an email I got. This is Dear Business Owner of Dulce.io. Do you find your website is underperforming and hampering your business profits? Are you looking for professional help? Every business wants to stand towards the front of their competitors. Well, it's not when your website is wrong targeting, design, slow page loading, bad user experience, unresponsiveness. If this is something you're interested in, then allow me to send you a no obligation audit report. Just by reading this, I have no idea what she does. I have to assume it's something with my website, but exactly what you do, it's just not very clear. And that shouldn't be the message you're trying to portray, especially over a cold email. Lying. This is kind of an interesting one. I know some people out there, when they just start, they ask, oh, you need case studies to be successful, but how can you be successful if you don't have case studies? Well, the thing is, you just got to work your way around it. There's several different tips that we're not going to cover right now, but some people have asked me, should I lie about my case study? The answer is no. You should never lie about a case study or lie at all on a call or about anything, because later it's just always been the level to where you will be screwed up at some point, right? I've had people on calls, asked to talk about my previous case studies. They want to talk to clients and their experiences and stuff like that. You can't fake, because if they come and say, all right, let me talk to them, you could say you have your NDAs or whatever, but just overall, I wouldn't lie about results or anything. It may seem tempting, but just not worth it. Links in HTML. This is more of your deliverability standpoint. Just remember, you never want to have links in your initial at-scale outreach or fancy signatures or different logos. It will hurt your deliverability in the long run. Having long copy, you got to remember too, humans have just about 8-second attention spans. We strive to get our emails as close to under about 50 words as possible. Now, that doesn't mean it's bad if you have a little longer. We do have some scripts that are 100-ish words or a little bit under that, I think 98. But as a general guide, people tend to not read blocks of text from a random email. They get thousands per day. And I'm going to give you an interesting way to look about it that has saved us tens and hundreds of hours of just writing copy and work itself, but we're going to go over that in a bit. This is another email I got. Hope you're doing well. I'm Dave, a digital marketing manager at ROI Focus Agency in New Jersey. Is looking for keywords, find your site, blah, 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 blah. Your website has a lot of potential, but you're missing out on many calls in business, and because your main business related keywords are not the first page, most of your targeted words are on page 3 to 5. You're so close. Do you mind if I send a SEO targeted analysis report to see why you're not on page 1? Our website always free and I can send a report. See, the thing is that this, could have potential, but the problem is it's just too long. You can cut the first 4 paragraphs into about 2 sentences if you restructure it properly. And even the last 3 paragraphs, you can also structure down to 1 sentence. So definitely having long copy is not the way to go. If it's relevant, then that's okay. But if it's unnecessarily fluffy and doesn't need to be there, then don't put it there. Spam words. Eliminating spam words from your copy is best practice before you send to thousands of people. Using tools, we use Email Guard and Mailmeter, give you good insight on what words are picked up by spam filters. So this is interesting. The reason why I say this is because even words you wouldn't think or isn't being used in a spam way, or you wouldn't even think is spam, might still get picked up. So I always, just to be sure, like to throw this in there to see if any words come up. I put an example script cold email that I got. It says, "Hi Alex, if Dulce is doing well, then may require a skilled team to grow," and essentially they deliver virtual assistants for your cold outreach. You can even see top spam words would be virtual assistants and help you. 14 spam word count. So something even down here says your cold outreach needs to help you and your clients with over 5 years of experience in the industry. That's picked up as spam, and you wouldn't think about that. One thing we do is we offer the free leads. So saying we have a list for you is also a spam word. So we try our best to avoid it. And I'm sure you know the classics like free and act now and those urgency words. Not relevant. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that my two biggest things in cold email is one, having the most targeted leads, and just relevancy is becoming just increasingly more important. Going into 2025, you have to make sure who you're sending to can actually benefit from your offer. We're doing a whole thing now with Clay and making sure that each lead that we have is the right type of business, right type of service, and fits within our criteria, which again, a month ago, a year ago, you never had to do any of this. Stuff like this. "Hi, I'm waiting for your reply. If you'd like to build an app, please explain your app features. I want to get connected since you're to work with companies like you at USA Payments, your reliable credit card processing. We're helping companies get 15% commission on all payments you set up for right now." Or, "Hi, Alex, our global health conference set to take place in March and the USA Innovation in March 2024. I just realized this too in this email. And I just took this from my spam like 2 days ago. I guess we're going in the past. Would you be open for a brief video conservation to navigate the application process?" None of these have anything to do with me. Just flat out, that's one of the simplest things, is make sure you have a very targeted list. No personalization. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna crash without this, but as of October, that deliverability crisis, and as we transition the cold email world, personalization is gonna be a big factor going into 2025. And when used properly, I'm not saying like, "Oh, I saw you went to college," or including the company name in the email is personalization. You can really differentiate yourself from everybody else if you do this properly. So for example, this is an email I got. "Dear nothing. Greetings of the day. Are you looking for a top mobile app development company?" I don't know about you guys, but I got hundreds of app development emails and I have no idea why. Mobile app development services, blah, blah, blah. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you could call out saying like, "Hey, I didn't know if I should send this to colleague 1 or colleague 2. Just let me know if I need to change." And then you spit out your offer, or saying, "Hey, I saw you on the Inc. 5000. I wanted to say something personal about a post that they made." So things like that are really going to come into play as we advance into the next year. And overall, now I just see more clearly of why not have the personalization in there? Because if each singular email is different, then I just think that when you program it properly at scale, it can yield you incredible results. And now people know that, okay, he wrote this just for me. Ineffective subject lines. This is like a small minor one I want to touch upon, but don't overthink this too much. Some of the basics, like quick question, first name, question mark, still work the best. I made a little video over here talking about it. You guys can check that out. This document is going to be in the description down below. And this is just simple things like you even say from a team perspective too, like our outbound, our leads, need leads, something of that sort. No online presence. This is another important thing too, is what happens when you look up your company name. And to be honest with you guys, the first thing I do when I get a cold email is look up, copy and paste their domain, right? So if it's like eric@themarketing.com, I would look up themarketing.com. I just copy and paste that right in my browser. And it's the first thing I do. So you have to make sure you at least have a presentable landing page. And over time, you know, as you do it more and more, your social proof will build up and the search engine will continue to pick that up. So just for reference, if you look up my name, Alex Wong, my real estate site comes here, my LinkedIn's here, Facebook's here, YouTube's here, realtor.com. So it's all me. Same thing over here. If you look up Dulce, 3 ads a little bit. You're going to have my Google My Business here. You're going to have Dulce.io, first link, and just to extend on that, when you scroll down a little bit, got my LinkedIn again, something that's not relevant, my YouTube channel, then my Instagram. And same thing with your landing page. When people come here, in seconds, they should know exactly what you do. We build systems for B2B marketing companies. Oh, perfect. We build systems that secure more sales opportunities by booking calls to potential clients. Flat out, that's perfect. You know exactly what we're doing. Just how we're doing it is explained a little bit below and right under that. But exactly what we're portraying is we're building a system to help you get more sales. Overthinking, this one might be one of the biggest and it's just not talked about enough, is some people spend a lot of time overthinking, trying to figure out the perfect way to do things. There is no perfect way to do it. And I know this because that's actually one of my biggest weaknesses, spending hours trying to make sure it's just right, when honestly it's more valuable just to figure it out and see what worked versus what didn't work and get more work done. That's just one thing I say. You don't know until you find out. So just don't stress about it too hard and just do your research and follow the steps, the correct steps. Fake lead magnets, non-tangible, kind of a funny one, but if you're offering a 30-minute call with you that's worth $5,000, it's not going to work out. Unless you're telling me thousands of people are paying you $5,000, maybe you could justify that. Like if Alex Hormozi dropped that offer and thousands of people are paying him $5,000, then okay, that makes sense. But as a random on the internet, it's just not gonna work out. So when you offer something for free, it has to be actually tangible, like the free leads or free ad copy or a free product landing page, anything of that sort. And the point of lead magnet is to offer something for free that others would pay for. And that's the whole reason why it makes it valuable. And when you're in the position you are in your business, you could offer these different type of things like the product page or the ad creative, and even build like a template. So when people say yes, you could kind of figure it out and alternate it from there, so you don't have to spend hours and hours doing it. So don't offer something free like an application or video explanation. Now this is that last point I was talking about earlier. I wanted to bring up, but what really helped shaped us is that the would I response. So this can actually really make or break your email campaigns. I always like to tell myself when writing scripts, would I respond to this? It's that simple. So imagine yourself in the position of your target audience and read your own email. Pretend you're super busy, pretend you're hopping between sales calls, you're working, talking to your team, and you could even send yourself a test email. Click on it, read the first couple seconds, look at the subject line, and think to yourself, should I keep reading? And if so, then when you get to your call to action, is it convincing enough to make yourself say, I'm going to respond to this email, hopefully positively, saying, yes, I'm interested, or tell me a little bit more, I have a couple questions. This is a very important thing when you're about to launch a campaign. Just put yourself into the prospect's shoes and think about it. Would I actually answer this? So let's hop into it. So when we're building our copy, there are several different ways we approach about it. So first one up is the pain point plus call to action. This one's very simple, very small. It goes, hey, first name. You're going to drop a relevant first line or fallback line. So you could say something like, I saw how your company helps AI generated summary of what they do and wanted to get connected. If I could help, insert messaging about how you help. Is that something you'd be interested in hearing more about? So when you drop this first line, you actually, as I mentioned in the beginning, you want to lead with something genuinely relevant, or if you can't make something or don't have the skills, then make something to fall back to. What do I mean by that is, again, don't say I saw you went to Boston College or some goofy type of cheesy first line that a lot of people end up doing. Saying something like, hey, I saw you on Clutch. I saw that you help health companies get more publicly visible through SEO, right? I'm just spitting that off the top of my head. But saying something like that said, if we could help get you in contact with those people, is that something you'd be interested in hearing more about, right? Right off the top of my head, but the point being is that it's very relevant. You saw them on Clutch. Oh, interesting. Let me keep reading more. And saw that you help healthcare companies. Oh, so they know what to do. They did homework. Then you drop your offer. And again, it's like this, there's no secret line in here saying, I'm Alex. I own a B2B lead gen for healthcare, right? There's none of that in here. This is the whole message. Obviously put your signature down below, but that's that. Now let's talk about this next one. Pain point plus call to action, same thing, but you're gonna add a PS. So this is just like a rewrite of the first one. Again, you're gonna have your relevant first line here, then messaging to be tested, so whoever you're reaching out to, and this is your section where you should test anything in terms of like how you help them, how you solve problems, anything of that sort. And let's see, continue here. Specifically, I think it could help you AI generated line about the company could use your services. So this is going to be a very interesting point, which I'm going to touch on. Don't forget, I'm going to reveal to you our game-winning script in a little bit, and I'm going to touch more upon that there. But this is your time to get your unique selling propositions and target your vertical and really push the thumb on that wound. Make it personalized, add your solution into the mix on how you solve their problem and gain their interest from there. Again, this is very simple stuff. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's very simple stuff, and it's not the most challenging. I'm not asking you to code something. So just putting this together, again, with the relevancy and using Clay or whatever type of software to make that personalized is going to be huge going into it, and shows that you did your homework. Actually, people really appreciate that when it's especially a cold message. If we could help you solution, would that be helpful? Have your signature here, then an AI generated analogy. This is just, you don't have to do AI. You could put a case study here. Just for an example, what you can do with this PS is make it, again, actually valuable. So this is a nice touch to end off your email. It makes an analogy between what your company does and what their company does. So you could say like, a simple way to think about us is like how Amazon helps save people from going to their stores, or save time from going to stores. We help people save money on their outbound outreach. So again, it paints another clearer picture on what you do and what you're offering. Now, let's talk about the pain point plus evidence plus call to action. Again, this is very simple. Hey, first name, drop a relevant first line again. I recently just helped case study accomplish outcome, and I think we could do something similar for you. Could I show you how it works? This is, again, very short, to the point. But the thing is with the evidence, there's two factors where you should be using this. Either your case study is ridiculously good, but again, you don't want to make it too good where it's unbelievable, saying, hey, we just launched this email campaign for a client, got him 100 clients by tomorrow. And even if that was legitimately true, it's going to make people feel sketchy, right? Because they don't know you and you're just a bunch of words on a screen. So you want to make sure that you come off as conveying that message properly. So it's either the results are really good or it's a big name in the industry saying, I just helped MailChimp secure 10 new business clients or something like that. So either really good case study or really known name is when you should be using this, in my opinion. Okay? Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you came to the video for, and this is for the golden script or golden formula. Personalization plus pain point plus half solution plus call to action. So how we're going to put this into play is say, hey, first name, let me know if this is a personalization here. Let me know if first name, full name employee or full name employee 2 would be better to speak to about this. And this is actually something a lot of people don't know is really easy to automate. Using Clay, you can pull this data and add, I did my homework to your outreach. Again, as I said before, you're showing that you actually spent time on this instead of just sending it to everybody. Makes it more likely to them wanting to respond. I had 3 ideas about how we could specifically help over at company. 3 ideas. This is huge, and this is why I'm going to tell you. We can tell people a value proposition or pitch them what we do, but sometimes they have no idea on how it works for them or fits in their business. If you are an agency who relies specifically on SEO or word of mouth or referrals only, trust me, I've talked to a ton of you. Getting it to the outbound outreach might seem like a very scary world, and the reality about it is that a lot of you either don't know the benefits of it or how it could help. And I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, Google Ads, put this huge budget, you know, you can expect 35 clients. The thing is, there's a lot more that goes into services and details. You want to always highlight what makes it unique of what you do and essentially put your service in their business. And there's no clearer way to represent that image. So saying this can be generated by using AI and show them specifically the benefits of how our service or your service is tailored specifically to them. So like I say, I had 3 ideas how we could specifically help over companies. We could build out an email campaign targeting exactly who they target and reach out to them at scale. We can create personalized campaigns based on your last event they went to and reach out to them or something of that sort. And giving that away in the very first email can just show significant results because, again, you're not asking to book a call off the bat. Do any of these look like a fit we could discuss with your team? Or would it be okay if we discuss this a little more, right? Anything of that sort. So that is the golden formula that we have went about. If you are actually looking for a done-for-you solution, a cold email, and want someone to take over your outbound, I'd be more than happy to go and help you with anything you may need. If you're a B2B service-based business and want qualified sales calls booked on your calendar, I definitely say let's set up a free outbound audit. We're going to talk about your current outbound strategies, your business, what are some places you can improve on. In absolute worst case scenario, you walk away with invaluable insight, and absolute best case scenario, we begin our collaboration to scale your outbound efforts by taking over as a done for you and booking more sales calls on your calendar. So if you're just looking for the coaching side of it, we do offer that as well. I know I'm getting booked up for that. You could check that out down below. All right, take care.